Hello and welcome back. This is Johan again. In this video we are going to install the platform for our backend and frontend. So let's start. The technology we will be using is Git, Docker and Docker Compose. So what is Git? Git is a distributed version control system which is often used in software development to track changes in files and directories. My Git repository contains the installation and configuration for the Docker containers. So, what's Docker? It's a software where you can build, manage and run containers. Docker containers can package an application and its dependencies in a virtual container that can run on Linux, Windows and Mac OS. It's possible to start containers either in the cloud, for example in Microsoft Azure or AWS, or locally on your own computer. With Docker Compose, you can set up a whole production environment with frontend, backend and storage with a single command. Docker Compose will download, configure and start the environment locally on your computer, so you are able to test and analyze the environment locally, not affecting the production environment. You could say that it orchestrates the configuration for setting up the whole environment. If you want to dive deeper into the Docker and Docker Compose topics, you can always visit their homepage and search for more YouTube videos that cover these technologies. But in these videos we will use Docker and Docker Compose technologies because ease of use. I have created a GitHub repository which holds all configuration to set up the backend and the frontend part. So let's start to install Docker, Docker Compose and download the Git repository. Alright, so let's install Docker, Docker Compose and check out the Git repository. I will start my SSH connection to my Raspberry Pi and log in. I will write sudo apt install -y docker.io and Docker Compose. I will choose to install Git as well if I don't have it installed, and hit enter. So, in order for this user to use Docker, we need to be in the Docker group. So I will add this Raspberry Pi user to the Docker group now. I write user mod -g, capital G, the group, Docker, and the user, which is Pi. I need to write sudo here at the beginning and hit enter. And then I will log out of the Raspberry Pi and log in once again. And then, just to see that it applied correctly, we can write ID and you can see we are in the Docker group here. Alright, so head in to your favorite web browser and write https github.com piano backend -docker and hit enter. And here we can choose the code button here and make sure that you choose HTTPS as the protocol. And then we click on this little button here, which is copy. So now we have copied the URL for the GitHub repository. And go into your shell or terminal again and write git clone backend docker. I will write backend at the end here. So I will check out this repository into the backend directory and I will hit enter. Alright, so I will go into the backend directory. So I will write cd backend and write ls. So this is the Git repository. I will write docker -compose up. This will install download and start the Docker containers, so this will take a while. Alright, let's see if it's working. I will just see the IP address of my Raspberry Pi, 10.10.10.122, and go into my browser and write 10.10.10.122:8081. And server is db, username root, password is change me. Cool, it's working. Great! The foundation for the backend and the frontend is now completed. In the next video we will create a backend solution. So, see you in the next one.